Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Tequila Sway. This is going to be a vlog because I did say that I was going to be doing more vlogs, and here I am. So, if you don't know anything about me, I am an entrepreneur. I'm also a boy mom, I'm a pet mom, and I wear many different hats across the board. But today I am wearing my own natural hat. um, the sides and the back of my hair has grown out, and I'm deciding whether or not I should let it continue to grow out until my big afro like I did last time, to where I could just kind of do different styles with it, and just do more big hair, or just flat iron it and it just be all flowy. I'm debating whether to do that or just go back to shaving it, shaving my sides and my back off and having a more edgy feel to it. You know what I mean? Because I kind of like that. That fit me real good. Being a fire sign, I have, my spicy side, and then I got my little sweet and chili side. Oh, is that a pimple? Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I want to tell you guys something that I'm learning. Anytime I do a vlog, it's going to be about something that I'm learning or have learned and that I want to introduce to you, because maybe it will help you in some type of way, right? So, if you don't know, I have been journaling since I was very small. And I used it as a way to get things out, to express, right? And probably about 6 or 7, when I started writing poetry, I started writing in my journal. But one of the things that I noticed, though, as I journaled this year, is the level of peace that I have gained since journaling. More authentically, more about things that have bothered me in the past year, growing up. Even this year, things that have happened to where I was so busy that I was in zombie mode and didn't even realize that I was being attacked via the spirit, via professionally, emotionally, and even slightly physically, and even financially, because I was so busy being busy, right? Busy with being an entrepreneur, or attempting to be more of an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur who's aiming to get a business or two off the ground, which is really challenging. It's not as easy as it looks. So if you see an entrepreneur and they are making it look glamorous, trust me, it is not that easy, okay? No matter how they make it seem, behind the scenes, they are having a rough time, okay? They just don't say it, all right? Um, but just being an entrepreneur, being an artist, which is the emotional side of it, um, being a mom who homeschools, being a new pet mom this year. I have a cat and a dog now. That's a long story for another video. Um, I have been juggling the healing process between friendships, family ships, and even, you know, rekindling, or co-parenting, things like that. So it's been an interesting year because I pushed myself really, really hard this year. Did the freestyle poetry and fitness challenge for 4 months straight. um, and just it was just a lot going on this year. I was sat down twice. The universe, God sat me down twice, because I'm not a person who likes to just not do anything. I would rather be busy, and looking productive, as opposed to just laying down and doing nothing. Like, it bothers me that I can't rest You know what I'm saying? But this year, that word was written in bold across my spirit, across my chesticles, across the board. Rest in bold letters, capitalized REST. Okay? And my higher being, my God, my ancestors were telling me, we need you to rest so that you can be your best. We need you to rest so that you can be your best. And I didn't understand that until I took a 9-day hiatus off of social media, um, unexpectedly, because I ended up getting sick. It started out as a sinus infection and ended up with me just being sick for longer. And I had no interest in going on social media or none of that. I didn't even journal that much, surprisingly, right? But here's the thing. As I journaled this year, I was more authentic in how I felt last year. I had some major losses last year. I mean, like, I won't go into detail. If you are familiar with my art, then maybe one day I will do a poem about it, a spoken word poem about it. But I had like maybe 3 major losses last year. I had about 3 major losses this year, which includes deaths in the family, really close friendships, friends that died. Like it has been, I had a grandmother who passed away this year. It's just been a lot. And my zodiac sign, which is an Aries, said that someone is wishing to cause some type of damage to me. And that didn't sit well. But then after I started analyzing some stuff, I could see how that played a role this year. I could see how in some ways some people have, certain persons have attempted to cause harm on me because hurt people, right? Hurt people, people who are damaged inside in some type of way because someone else damaged them and they still hurt by it instead of healing from it, have taken it out on me in some type of way. And because I'm such a forgiving person, I'm like, look, okay, it's gonna take me some time to get through this, but eventually, like, I don't hate you. You know what I'm saying? That's probably one person on this earth who I probably hate. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say that. No, I don't. I don't hate anyone. Probably strongly dislike, and not trust. But other than that, I don't hate anyone. My heart is too big to hate anyone. But anyway, as I was journaling, because I like to keep like journals and stuff, diaries. We're not gonna talk about what happened to my last diary from last year, but um, I hope the person is using it and learned a lot from me. I'll just say that. But when I journaled this year, I was more authentic in what hurt me, who hurt me, why I was hurt, and how I plan to move forward with my life. And my zodiac sign says that people are going to attempt to do that to you because they see your strength. Even when you don't see your strength, other people might see it, right? And for me, I know my strengths, right? But I also know that one of my strengths is love. I love people. Like I'm like might irritate me a little bit. I can't do too much peopling, but I love people in the sense of God loves us. The agape love, and I always want the best for people, even when they hurt me. Even when they hurt me, I still want them to be well because obviously there's something in you that's not right that you need to fix. And I really wish that love will just pour down and rain on you abundantly to where you don't have to feel this level of pain to hurt someone else. That's how big my heart is, right? So as I was writing in my journal this year and broke down some of the walls and ran across a few questions because I read a lot about psychology, um, I started to realize some things. And it's going to take uh, after people have broken your trust, right? It takes some time to redeem. Like you give everyone a clean slate, right? You give everyone a clean slate to start over, to do well, to show that they are worthy of your presence, of being around you, of joining and collaborating with you, whether that's romantically, professionally, personally, whatever. You give everyone a clean slate until they prove themselves wrong, right? And from what I've experienced over the past year and a half, was enough to damage me on a certain level where I could have probably given up on everything that I'm striving to be. I came all the way from Miami, Florida to pursue my dreams and my purpose. And along the way, there may have been one or two people who have attempted to throw me off of that path for their own personal reasons and agendas, right? And writing in my journal this year made me realize that the more, the higher I climb, I'm going to experience different levels of hurt because there's always going to be someone else who's hurt. And unfortunately, finding ways to operate within that is where it becomes challenging because you don't want to have and carry around this mistrust of everyone. No, you want to give everybody that chance and opportunity. Yet at the same time and in itself, you don't want to be so open. You know what I'm saying? So, journaling this year, I was able to open up myself in ways that allow me to be vulnerable with me. Because let's be real, we can't be vulnerable with everybody. We don't trust people to handle our emotions well because people have their own agendas. And not just that, not everyone understands how to handle vulnerability because maybe they've never had the opportunity to be vulnerable. Maybe they um, have never been in a situation where they've had to be there for someone who's that vulnerable, maybe not even for themselves. So it's great to have. People always say like people should give you the safe space to be yourself and to express, right? But how about you give yourself that too? How about you give yourself that space and that grace to break down, to be honest about some things, right? To write in your journal and truly express how you feel. I used to not want to do that in my journals. I didn't write as deep. I didn't go into my feelings as deep when I journaled because I felt like someone along the way would find my journals and then, will know how my inner thoughts and plans and goals and all of this stuff um, would happen. What I was thinking about. And that kind of happened to me, and I'm really mad about that too. But we're gonna let that ride out. We're gonna let it ride out, and save that for another time. However, I've learned that I was doing myself a disservice by not being able to be vulnerable with myself because of the fear that someone else would invade my privacy on that level in my journal. And this year, I was honest about so many things in my journal, um, to where it created a healing process, to where I was writing poetry that was healing, to where I was being honest with myself to others. I mean, honest about myself to others. In moments where I would normally just suck it up and keep it moving because I'm one of those people who just, okay, it is what it is, and you keep it moving. No, this year I said no. This was wrong. This hurt it. We need to fix that or not. Go separate ways. Never speak to each other again. Whatever the case may be, or just be friends, or we just cool. We associates and we just be cool. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, as artists, as people in general, we want to have meaningful relationships and not just romantic relationships, but like friendship, family, business wise. We want to have meaningful relationships, but not everyone is always on the same page. And unfortunately, our environments growing up play a major role in who we are today. So it may not be our fault for what happened to us as kids, but it's our responsibility to address what has happened and how it is still impacting the people around us. You know, whether at work or business, whether you're a parent and it affects your child, whether it's, you know, with your friendships, whether it's in your romantic relationships, whatever, it still plays a major role in how you operate. So for me, I had the opportunity to journal some really intimate thoughts down, um, and realize that I tucked a lot of my hurt from people who I had a greater expectation of. And we shouldn't have expectations, right? But if someone says they love you, you would expect them not to have hidden agendas or to pour their pain on you like it's nothing. But like I said, this goes back to hurt people hurting people. And being able to have that beautiful experience with myself is something that I encourage all of you to do. I encourage you to sit down with your pen and paper, your pen in your journal, your pen in your notebook, and really write out some things. And I have some questions that I might put or pose for another video that have really made me look deep and question, and some of the questions were really sad because it made me realize, like, it's really hard to have some genuine people around you who are really happy for your success, who are happy what you're achieving, but also who check in on you because they know that you're probably going through a lot and that it might seem easy, but know that you might need somebody to drag you out the house sometimes to go get a drink, or to make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard to find those people when everyone is so caught up in their own lives, or feel like you're strong enough to handle everything on your own. But the truth is, none of us are strong enough to handle anything on our own. No matter how, no matter how strong someone makes themselves perceived to be, no one is that strong. Everybody needs somebody. Everyone needs at least one other person. So um, so I encourage everyone to journal, you know, and really vent out, not cover it up with art, because I know a lot of people do that too, but to actually vent it out, write it all out, and be honest with yourself about who you are and where you see yourself being. And the people who enter your life, are you going to be good to them? Are you going to let them enter your life and walk away feeling like you are a good person, or that you're just a jerk and you got problems? You know what I'm saying? I used to I used to say that anyone who comes into my presence, I want them to be happy. Like, I'm a goofy person. I like to have fun, but I also know that I can talk about serious topics and things like that too. But when you leave my presence, I want you to learn something about yourself, about me, about the rest of the world, whatever the case may be. I want you to leave better than what you came. And it should be all of our goal to do that. It should be all of our goal to do that for others. But anyway, this was a long vlog. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Until next time, be sure to let me know your comments, your thoughts